Hello and welcome to Homer for Saturday, July 12th, 2025. Today we will be reading from lines 384 to 395 of Book 11 of the Iliad. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I hope you enjoy. Let's read it. Bowman, reviler, proud of thy curling locks, thou ogler of girls, O that thou wouldst make trial of me man to man in armor, then would thy bow and thy swift-falling arrows help thee not. Whereas now, having but grazed the flat of my foot, thou boastest vainly. I reck not thereof, any more than if a woman had struck me or a witless child, for blunt is the dart of one that is a weakling and a man of naught. Verily and otherwise, when sped by my hand, even though it do but touch, does the spear prove its edge, and forthwith layeth low its man. Torn then with wailing are the two cheeks of his wife, and his children fatherless, while he, reddening the earth with his blood, Haimatigayan Eurothon, rotteth away more birds than women around him. Awesome, let's sing it. Ton du tar besas prosepecrataros Diomedes. Tuoksutaloa beate kraiagla pipa. Amen de antibion. Amen antibion sun tauchesi peret deies. Ucantoi kreismesi bios kaitar fesi joia. Nun de me pigrapsas tar son poroseo kai autos. Uakalego sei megune baloie paisafron. Kofon garbelos andros analkidos utadinoio. Utidanoio. Et allo supermeio cae coligon per paurei. Oxubelos pelletai cae cario naipsatitesi. Tuo degunaikos men amphidru, tuo degunaikos men amphidru poi esi tuo degunaikos men amphidru poi esi pareiai, paedes orfanikoi hodethai matigai ananauthon. Puotatoi ionoi de periplesei egunaikes. Wonderful. Yeah, we've got that tough spot in there. This one right here. Tu degunai kosmen ham vidru tu poiesi pareiai. Tu degunai kosmen tam vidru poiesi pareiai. Yeah, so this is long, and then this upsilon is short, which statistically, when you do this, it's probably more likely that not statistically, but just for feel-wise, right? Performative note. Whenever you see this particular consonant and then nasal liquid, so delta and then rho, it's like one of the few. Like I think it's less often that this creates a long syllable. So long by the the iota becomes long because it's e drupoi instead of e drupoi, right? And then same thing with this upsilon. Upsilon usually, in my feeling, ends up feeling more long. You know what I mean? Like it's more likely to be long. So when you go to this phrase, tu degunai kosmen tam fi tu poiesi parei. Also, the pitch accent on the downbeat, tam fi tu poiesi parei. Tam fi tu poiesi parei. So these are on the upbeat, on the upbeat there. I feel like this one belongs more on the downbeat. So anyway, just like, I think it's important to note some performative things because there's like lots of textual stuff that you can talk about, but part of the redemption of this project is performative questions. So, actually, singing the lyric. Anyway, the only other thing that I want to mention is this slur against Paris. Toxotolobete karayaglai parthenopipa, right? So, you woman ogling one who is splendid in horn. Interesting. Horn. I had to look this word up like quite a few times. Anything made of horn, a bow, right? Aglae, right? So yeah, splendid, and then loboter is like secret one, I think. False slanderer. So opipa is, I think, like looking at girls, basically, right? Seducer, right? What a slur. The horn is interesting. So it's basically like, scholars are, disagree on like what exactly it is, even going back to like Aristarchus in the 2nd century BC, with basically like the idea being like splendid in like the literal, like the curling of like a sheep horn, you know what I mean? But that like can be interpreted for a variety of ways if you think about the etymology of other words that are like horn, for one who ogles maidens. Anyway, but this is a bow person, right? A bowman and archer. And the real point here, the real rhetorical rub is that bowmen are I don't know, they're weak, and they don't do they're not noble, right? Whereas Diomedes is very noble in the way that he casts his spear at somebody, where just a small nick of the spear will definitely take you all the way down to the ground. Akerion ipsatithesi, right? Right. But they'll very quickly be without life. But the bowman is sort of like firing from afar, and just in general being just as the bowman fires arrows from afar, so too that they cast glances at maidens from afar is actually the historical precedent here for the Iliad, seeing as Paris did that. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening, and I will catch you tomorrow. Bye.